X-Men Gold #1 by Mark Guggenheim and Ardian Syaf. Lydia Nance, director of the Heritage Initiative, goes on the Fact Channel to continue the schism against mutantkind. Meanwhile, on the streets of New York, the X-Men Gold team assembles. Terrax attacks and the group's ground attack isn't working. Kitty Pryde orders Storm and Prestige into the air to take the villain for a ride. Storm hits him with a lightning bolt, while back on the ground, Colossus holds up the building while Kitty and Logan use Nightcrawler to port to the top of it. As Logan leaps off the building and attacks Terrax, Prestige knocks him out with a barrage of bricks. As Colossus loses his grip, Kitty phases the entire skyscraper and rides it all the way to the ground. As the X-Men collect themselves, a crowd develops while Kitty walks out of the rubble. As the majority of them jeer, she introduces them to their skeptics, but with their intro adds that she understands that they have a long way to go rebuilding the public's trust. Back at their new home in Central Park, they enjoy some R&R with what else, a softball game. Logan gives props to the once youngest ex-protege, while the extremely tired, "I thought we weren't going to be using our powers" gag is once again dragged out. Logan tells Kitty how he used to think that these games were a waste of time, but now how much he appreciates them. Just then a man in a suit walks up. One of the mayor's people delivers Kitty an invoice for the taxes and lease payments for the mansion's new residence being in the middle of town. The horror washes over her as it turns out the total is about $18 million. Later that night, Storm and Nightcrawler watch the replay of the Fact Channel, and she quotes Magneto, pointing out that maybe the X-Men have a chance to regain their revered status. Nightcrawler accuses her of sounding hopeful and asks why she tried to leave the team. She tells him that she led the X-Men into a war, a losing one at that, as Lydia Nance mentions the mutants' aggression against the Inhumans. Meanwhile, Prestige trains in the Danger Room with Rockslide and Armor, where one of them refers to her as Miss Gray. She explains that her new name, Prestige, is new, where Phoenix was too rooted in the past. While back in Xavier's old office, Kitty wonders if it's maybe not too late to go back to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Colossus walks in asking if she'd like to join him for dinner. She declines any romantic advancements as Rachel runs in to tell her that someone is conveniently attacking the city. They walk into the Blackbird Bay where Storm tells her that someone's attacking the UN building. Nightcrawler climbs into the cockpit, and they arrive. A hole smokes in the middle of the building. As the X-Men prepare to make their move, some familiar faces are there in some not-so-familiar roles. The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants prepare to square off with them, and with that, we're left to be continued. I saw where there was some controversy to the penciler of this book, some kind of religious symbolism and anti-Semitic imagery. Eventually, Ardian Syaf was fired because of it, none of which should be considered a big loss because this is one of the worst penciled books I've seen come out of Marvel, especially for our first issue, in a long time. I don't know what happened to all the greats from 10 to 20 years ago, but these newcomers leave a lot to be desired. The writing is equally weak and just as subpar as the artwork. So far, the book it replaced, Extraordinary X-Men, left it in the dust. I give this issue a 5 out of 10 and hope Marvel isn't putting some scrubs in these books because that sure is how it feels. If you like this video, there's hundreds more like it spanning several current and classic story arcs. Click the boxes here for more playlists. This video is also accompanied by my blog at nerdiestkidyouknow.blogspot.com or nerdiestkidyouknow.com. You can also follow links to my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages, as well as a link to this very issue for sale in my eBay store by clicking below. For the Nerdiest Kid You Know, I'm Sam Torito. Thanks for watching.